Surcease. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, and then suddenly came a tapping, as if one gentle rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, I distinctly remembered it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghosts upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from the book's surcease of sorrow. Surcease. I am in fact an idiot, although that goes without saying. Anyways, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whose angels Lenore. I've lost my maiden forevermore, and the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of certain purple curtain filled me with a fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating my entrance at the chamber door. Some late visitor entreating my entrance at the chamber door. 'Tis this and nothing more." Let me just break immersion really quick. Now we truly return from the endless amount of scuff that I have just inflicted upon you. And this is your friendly reminder that you will take psychic damage from even being in my chat. You're welcome. Presently my soul grows stronger, hesitating and then no longer. "Sir, or madam, I truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact I was napping, and gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce sure I heard you. Here I opened the door wide.
Darkness and nothing more."
Deep into that darkness piercing, long and I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, no mortal ever dared dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. And the only word I spoken there was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all of my soul. Detective. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely this is something on my window, Lettice. Let me see, then, thereat, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment in this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, and when with a many flit and flutter, in there stealthily stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance he made, not a minute he stopped or stayed he, but with the mien of lord or lady pitched within my chamber door, perched upon the bust of palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat, nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave-strewn decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, and ghastly grim an ancient raven wandering within the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on this night Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear such discourse so plainly. though its answers little meaning, little reverency bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet blessed with seeing such a bird at a chamber door. Bird or beast from the sculpted bust of a chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul was fed nuts to do that. One word did he outpour, nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather he fluttered. Till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he'll surely lead me, as my hopes surely float before." Then the bird said,
Nevermore.
startled at the stiffness. Stiffness, yes. Take two. Startled at the stillness broken by my reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, what it utters is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master who, unmerciful disaster, followed fast and followed faster till his song one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore. I'm not redoing that line. Of nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat of buttered bird and busted door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking upon what ominous bird of yore, what grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking, "Nevermore, nevermore, nevermore." This I sat engaged guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fierce, fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. It was boring into my boobs, okay? That's what I was saying. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushioned seat velvet lining, that lamp-light gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press. Nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled at the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by the angels hath sent thee, respite, and Neptune thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, the Neptune." How do I actually pronounce that word? Anyways,
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe?
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe?
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe. Got it. Oh well, future me out. Nepenthe? And forget this lost no more, quoth Raymond.
Nevermore.
"Prophet," I said, "think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempter tempts thee here ashore, desolate yet undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on the home by the horror haunted, tell me truly, truly, I implore, is there balm in the Gilead?" Seriously, this is like the third time that you messed up a word that I can count. It's pronounced
Gilead.
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 Close enough. Tell me, I implore, quoth Raymond. Nevermore. That just basically repeats the line. Lazy writing, Poe. "Prophet, think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above, and by the, Almighty that we adore. Tell the soul with sore laden, if with them days in Aden, if this shall clasp a sainted maiden, whose angel named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, the angel's name Lenore," quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
"Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, Get thee back from the densest of night's Plutonian shore. No person talks like this, not even back in the old ages. I'm sorry, you can't convince me. Leave no black plume as atonement as thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from out my door. Quoth the raven, no, fuck you. And the raven, never flitting, is still sitting, still shitting, on the pallid busts of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes had all the seeming of a demon that I was dreaming, and the lamplight over him that seems over him streaming, hey, throws the shadow on the floor, and my soul, from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore. So I've been just reading this a cappella. Oh well, whatever. It'll help me when I go to edit this down.